Why, hello, welcome back to City Skylines 2. My name is Dava, and we are back in the city of Davesport, where today we'll be working on a new highway interchange, or rather than interchange, it'll be rather hidden. Our goal today is to really just connect the city with the highway, meaning we're gonna put like a little green space above the highway. Well, we'll try to. I'm not sure if it'll work exactly, but we can at least attempt something. But our goal is to make a new exit alongside one of our main streets, our main corridors, and it'll most likely be a one-sided exit because reason being I'll show you just now why it's gonna be only one side. We're gonna move the roadways a little bit, move the roads, shift them a bit, and have some parks to be future decorated within the area as well. So that being said, let's begin. So today we are going to work on this area right here. I've reserved this for later once we get into it, once we start to build towards it, and we're starting to get to that point of the city. We wanted to make one lane or one-sided entrance and exit ramp for, which I named right here, Interstate 97, up into Washington Street, whose name will most likely change in the future to one of these avenues here. Might be 8th Avenue here, but we're gonna make a one-sided ramp here inspired of the 676 in Philadelphia. There's a specific portion in Philadelphia where the highway itself is in ground, which I can show you right here. Right alongside here, the highway is ingress in the ground, and we want to do something similar to this right here, where the highway kind of sneaks around and then branches up. There is a thing right here which I don't really want to copy. This kind of just not only just looks weird, but it takes up a lot of space to do these things. I want to make this as compressed as possible. But also, our main goal is to really share the city. Oops, not that. Share the city. Meaning, when you zoom into here, the highway is itself, dividing the entire city. Like the walkways between here are really stops between a whole road, which I don't want to have or too often of. So at certain points, we want to cover this highway just to give it, a nicer look, nicer detail to it. And the other side won't have an entrance ramp because of this over here. At this point over here, it meets a traffic light at grade, which is a little bit of a bad idea, but it was a good idea at first, and we're gonna keep it here. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. So we're gonna do things like this, and also they have access to the elevated shoulder up here, or the service road, which is perfectly fine. So with that being said, we could begin. There isn't really much to do. This might be a really short episode of just building the city, but let's continue here. Before we begin, actually, there's a few things that I want to state. We want to shift this road over by just a few feet here, as well as putting a little branch out here further back so that the roads can fit, or more space can fit between here. I want to add at least 3 lanes to come up here and at least make one merge this way and make one road turn in this direction. Almost to a point where I almost want to make this road into a one-way going up and this one going down, but we will see how that goes. But yes, that's the idea. Let's begin the time lapse now. Okay, so we're back here, and we've gotten the easy part down. This part was just the interchange building, and I personally like how this came out. There are some little portions where it does ease up a bit too quickly, but it's most likely fine. I didn't really want to use retaining walls because retaining walls tend to have issues with terrain, which I'm hoping is a thing that is fixed in the future. But let's see if we can resume this, because things like this, the look of retaining walls and just the texture problems that they leave are rather troublesome. But besides that point, this is what we're gonna have here. The retaining wall did allow for a nice fence to be placed next by or next near to it, as well as a little public walkway. But now we want to place a park above this. That way we can connect these two areas together, or different bridges, like around here or so, or fill in this area and cover it, things like that. So let's give that a try. I have an asset here from Jay here, a long horizontal pillar. I want to use one of the longest ones that I can find, which I hope this fits. We got to make this into a fence format here, like so. Oh, and it does fit. So we're going to take these here and kind of place these over the entire park area or entire highway, and just fill it in with grass, little walkways. Before I do that, actually, I forgot to mention, I actually want to give the bridge area a different design or different look, concrete, sort of say. Because when you're looking at a bridge from the upward perspective, you'll oftentimes see that the bridge is made of a different material, usually concrete. It could also be asphalt, but concrete is usually a different design look, especially in America, where the bridges are just much lighter, and you can actually tell it's a bridge there. The problem with this is that the texture does leak in the bottom, but we're using a park asset, so maybe we won't see it, maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll see how it goes through. But I know for a fact that what I want to do here is just cover this area, place the little asset right below it, or right next to it, I should say, and just level it across. Now, is there a shorter one that I can use, one that's not too long? There is, but it's gonna be at the very edge. Let's try this right here. We're gonna do this. I'm hoping I don't crash, because sometimes Move It does crash when I try to select multiple items at once. But let's see here. Filter it. These are props, I believe, yes. And then just bring it up to the same level of the bridge. Right around here. Then the highway is just perfectly covered. We have nothing beneath. The bridge clearance is perfectly clear. And all I have to do is just place little greenery on top of it, but let's continue to do more of these as well. Let's do one over here. Make this back into fence mode. Try this again. And also, to cover the side of the wall, let's also put just one long pillar across here. That way we can put little greenery around the pedestrian alleyway, or pedestrian walkway, or sidewalk, I should say. Just so it feels more, you know, spacious, more lively here. And this one has to be longer. Not fit this here. And just like that. We can be done with that. Again, select all of these, select you, and then bring all of you to the same height as this object here. And there. We do a little time lapse of what the trees will be looking like, but this will take a while to rather decorate. We will have to move some of these things as well and make little openings for a park, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So I'll see you back just now. Okay, so we're back with what we have so far, and I will say I didn't realize that placing trees over the pillars here, I thought it would be fine since they could, you know, stick to the surface. However, when you group them, they do not stick. They actually stick to the highway below. So place them individually is going to be a lot. I will do that as an end product, but before that, let's discuss something here. As I was building this, I thought I really could have, if I wanted to, place a building on top. So I went back to the main menu and installed a mod. I reinstalled static poppable zone buildings. So there's just empty buildings that don't do anything. You're just gonna see they're empty. However, the main difference with these buildings is not only that they're, you know, empty, they actually, oops, they actually don't have a base. They don't stick to the floor. They have no floor property, which is great because normal buildings do, and I don't want that beneath the highway to be, you know, sticking out. We could actually place buildings on top of the highway. If I can grab it again, that'd be great. I don't even know if I can grab it, so no, I can't. Here. You can place these right on top of the building, and maybe even place like a little field around it. So like a building on top of the entire landscape here. And you will notice that I did restart the game to get this mod or reinstall this mod. So the ground textures will do this every time they restart. They sometimes will go back and snap to place back to how they were before, but that's something that we can't fix this game, and it's kind of a feature that I sometimes find annoying, but there's only so much we could do. But before that, building, yes. So we can actually place static buildings on top of here, and then put like greenery or grass around it, and just to make it look nice on top of here. And I like the idea, so we're gonna continue with this charade going across here and see how the end product turns out. We'll also place some buildings around here too and see how everything plays out. So let's continue. Okay, so as I was placing buildings down, my entire menu is gone. So I'm going to believe that that mod is in fact bugged because I cannot press escape. I can't even unpause the game. So all I can do is click, but no menu comes up. I'm believing that that mod is bugged. The mod that I use to place this building. So we're going to find an alternative. I manually cannot exit the game. I have to Alt Tab and remove the mod before I continue. I can't continue, but yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back without the mod this time, and I'm kind of sad because that idea was actually pretty good, but we could also just place another park or build another park handmade again. It didn't really matter too much. It was a good idea to have a nice little spot there. But let's continue. We're gonna put more buildings around here as well. So let's continue the time lapse and see what happens. And here we have the final result of what we've done so far. I relatively like how it came out so far. We have a little park area, 2 little park areas that really do hide the highway. I could extend this further or do more with this as well, but for now, this is what we have. I do wish we had the static prop buildings again, but can't do much about that. Ever since I installed that mod, I crashed twice, by the way. It did that twice, where I lost all my entire screen. So I just wanted to make sure, and it seems that it was that mod causing that problem. But yeah, they have access to the above ground up here from farther back instead of coming all the way down to the city and turning all the way through here instead. So especially now that there's another area around here you can build around, so that'll be a nice little thing that we can do here. But that'll be it for today. Today was a little bit shorter. I just wanted to get started on this little exit ramp and then start to decorate the park, but I didn't want to do it without you guys, so thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate that. I will see you guys next time, possibly next week. I will be streaming live on Twitch and also YouTube. I did start streaming on YouTube recently, so I can't wait to see you there. We'll be playing City Skylines as well. Take care, everybody. I will see you guys next time.